Greetings, my beloved St. Paul's friends, and blessings on this Wednesday, June the 3rd. Today, June 3rd, we celebrate in the church the lesser feast of the martyrs of Uganda. This is one of those kind of obscure festivities in the calendar of the church. We don't know exactly why the 45 individuals who we celebrate today were martyred. But we do know that somewhere in 1885, the ruler of Uganda decided that this group of young men needed to be executed. The story says that it may have been because of their religious affiliation, but it could also have been because of jealousy, because they were the prospective new rulers of the tribes of Uganda. And it could have been that the then rulers did not want them to grow up to take over their positions or push them out before they were ready to retire or die. So the story is vague, but the one thing I think we can get from this is that the church celebrates them because these were young men of faith who did nothing wrong, indeed, but were put to death because of the whims of the then ruler. It seems to me very poignant that during this week we celebrate this feast to remind us of the fact that when we allow people to not have justice, to be tried and executed by an individual or a small group of individuals, what end up happening is that we end up with martyrs of the faith or the community. Throughout these days, we have been watching and hearing the news of demonstrations and protests around this country and the world because of the death of several Black and brown people throughout this country in ways that should not happen in a system that calls itself a just system. But I bring up the case of the martyrs of Uganda to remind myself and you that humanity has forever not known how to deal with its innermost sinful ways. We choose to judge and even execute individuals without any kind of due process or research or investigation. We just decide that somebody does not deserve to be treated as fully human. Time and again, throughout our history, we have proven that, unfortunately. Is this the time when we're going to learn? Are we going to end the martyrdom of people of our communities and build a better society for our children and grandchildren to live in? Or is this a struggle that is going to continue for generations to come? Unfortunately, from what I have seen in the news and otherwise, I think that this struggle is going to continue for at least another 2 generations. Our generations, the current ones, need to start the process of change so that maybe our great-grandchildren will be lucky enough to live in a society that judges them not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character, as Martin Luther King Jr. would say. Today, I call you to prayer first and foremost. Ask the God of life to give us wisdom and knowledge to find the way that leads to life. But I also call you to action. Action has to be done according to your own gifts and talents. Some people are going to walk the streets. Others are going to engage in conversations with our civic leaders. If you know somebody who is a police officer, Have a conversation with them. Ask them what they think needs to be done for the perception that our community has of them to change. Have conversations, walk, talk, shop in businesses that are owned by Black and brown folk in your community. But most and foremost, live your life acknowledging the value of every human being you encounter, regardless of the color of their skin, their faith, their ethnicity, their country of origin. As I have said time and time again, respect the dignity of every human being. God's grace and blessing be upon you.